you are gonna get a full preview of what top schools in the world, top universities look for in a candidate like you who wants to be excellent.
Lovely.
So if
like
it's Harvard,
I can
you
train
demystify.
myself in that direction.
You can train yourself in that direction.
Nice.
And you can start so early.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, people? Welcome to
my
YouTube
channel
called
PK Lately.
Thank you so much. What's up, people? Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. We're here with who? Ivana and Mommy. Mommy, I was just seeing your teacher is here.
Yes,
he's here. Let's make you a quick breakfast. So guys, today we have a very interesting day, and I'll be interviewing a guy who actually went to Harvard University. He's going to be telling us how to get into Harvard University, and I think it's an amazing thing that he did. I remember reading his story when he was actually a first student at WeiWei primary school. I don't know if you remember WeiWei. Mommy, do you remember WeiWei?
yes.
How do you remember WeiWei?
Which one?
How do you remember WeiWei? So, Mommy, wait for the first. Today, do you want the honey or the biscuits?
Yeah.
Which one do you want? Choose.
Biscuits.
Biscuit. All right. So we're gonna be interviewing him, and he's gonna be telling us how to get into Harvard University. He has such an amazing story. I can't wait for you guys to hear it, and then get inspired to actually join Harvard. Mama, do you want to go to Harvard University?
Yeah.
You want to go?
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
That's enough for you. So today we're having the biscuits instead of the honey.
And
There you go. There you go. Yummy, yummy. Yummy, yummy. Put some milk in there. Mommy. Yummy, 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 yummy. Sing for me, girl. You got that?
yum.
There you go, Mama. There you go. Oh my God, it's gonna be so delicious. We are so addicted to. Let me add for you some more milk. We are so addicted to Cervita in this house. There you go, Mama. Let me just show you guys. Let me just show you our stock. There you go. Amazing, because it's so delicious and very nutritional for our kids. Oh yeah, Mama. You're gonna have this breakfast, and then Mommy's gonna go to work. Yeah, go to work, and then you're gonna go for your class. Is that okay?
Yes.
It's okay. All right, come we have some breakfast. All right, guys. So see you in a few minutes. Let me go and meet up with Ed, and then we have that conversation about going into Harvard University. Alright guys, as you can see, I'm all made up, not the same way I was at home. Welcome back to BK Lately, and today I said that we're going to have a very interesting conversation with an amazing gentleman. He's called Ed MAGEMA. I remember back at KTN, and I remember doing the news, I think 1 o'clock, and we were just announcing the results for KCSE. And we happened to hear of this school called WeiWei Secondary School all the way in West Pokot. I actually remember going to West Pokot to interview Professor John Lonyangapo, and I remember seeing WeiWei Primary School, and it reminded me of this gentleman. Funny thing, years later, he actually graduated and he actually passed his KCSE and was able to enter Harvard. I'm telling you, the one and only Harvard. And he's written a fantastic book that he's going to be telling us about how to get into Harvard. 3 simple steps. So he's here with me. What's up? How you doing?
What's up?
Any woman at Harvard? Any these guys go to Harvard?
Yes, I did.
How did you do it? Wait. First of all, I remember reading the news that day. It was, I think, 1 o'clock, and you know how they normally announce the results. And there's this school that just went crazy. It was trending everywhere. Yeah. WeiWei Secondary School.
Yes.
And you're the one who actually made it trend. So talk to us about, first of all, WeiWei Secondary School.
Yeah, for sure. Let me first say I'm a child of privilege.
Yeah.
But by privilege, I do not mean money.
Yeah.
I mean, I was sort of like exposed early in life. Through through a lot of reading, a lot of just cultural refinement by my mother. She was a single mother, and so by the
Big
time,
up, single moms.
by the time I was getting to high school, I think I was ready. I had the best templates to know how to learn, but I wasn't your KLB typical student. I wasn't your typical A student.
Yeah.
So when I go to WeiWei, I transferred from.
And you grew up in
from a day school.
Kitale.
I grew up in Kitale.
And Kitale is such a beautiful
It's amazing.
place.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I went to WeiWei for my Form 4. And so when I was there, now that you want to know about WeiWei.
Wait. Me, you know me. So I just saw this. I just saw the signboard.
Yes.
I took weekend and you know it's
A rusty signboard.
a rusty imechapa. To imagine that it's actually produced a guy who went to Harvard, I can't actually believe it.
Yes. So it was interesting. First time I went there, a lot of people don't know this. I didn't board a Mercedes. But when I was going to WeiWei secondary,
bring the tea. Actually having some coffee.
for the first time, I actually boarded a lorry.
To go to school.
Yes. There were no vans. It's a very interior place.
Yeah, I know. I went there and it took us so long to get to Mlimako.
The roads are really bad. At that time, this was 2009, we had no vans, you know, like your matatus, there were none. So you had to board a lorry. And on the lorry were children going to primary school, children going to high school, old wazes, right, who are returning to the villages in WeiWei. And then we had charcoal, we had goats.
Oh, yeah. Nizile lorry,
Yes.
they carry everything.
Yes,
Chicken,
everything,
goats.
everything. It was amazing. Honestly, listen, I wasn't sad at all. I enjoyed the journey because for me, how I look at different experiences is I've never been here. I want to see. I open my mind. I'm curious.
I love that.
So we traveled for about, I think, 2 hours and we passed so we started from Kapenguria.
Yeah.
Very, very dry place compared to Kitale.
I know.
And then this is Kapenguria. Now you're advancing to, in your journey, you get to Ortum. The famous Ortum.
I remember that place.
A little bit drier than Kapenguria.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, are we here yet?
Yeah.
No, the journey is just starting.
And I remember actually going to, our journeys in West Pokot with the governor.
Yeah.
And we're going mountains
We are going
and
round
mountains
and
and
round.
mountains. It's
almost an
crazy.
ending.
Yeah.
And it's very hot, right? So the sun is beating down on you. You're in the lorry. There's no cover at the top. But you're like, let's see how it goes. And then you start getting to WeiWei.
Did you feel disenfranchised that there are other kids who get to go to school being driven by their parents? They're able to even board a van or board a matatu. Here you are in a lorry with goats and everything else. Did you feel disenfranchised? Did you feel why me?
Yeah. So interesting thing. I never get to a point where I'm like, I'm at a disadvantage compared to other people. Like my mind doesn't get there. Okay. I'm usually like, okay, so I see this is the situation I'm in, but I'm just gonna forge forward.
I love that. That is me every day.
Yeah, because I don't get myself sidetracked. I don't compare myself. I know that with I like to have a very focused mind, and if I'm focused on something, I know that I'm going to achieve it.
Exactly.
Like I usually have no second doubts. Trust me, I
love
have
that.
no second doubts.
And that's exactly what I normally even tell people, even on my YouTube channel videos, that life is you have to believe in yourself. Don't get to the point where you feel like you can't do it, you can't make it, you can't go forward.
Exactly.
Like don't let your mind get there. Before you get there, try to seek other ways to wiggle out of a problem.
Yeah, wiggle out of the problem.
Wiggle out,
and shoot straight.
Shoot straight.
So we get to WeiWei, and that's very signboard you saw is the first thing I saw. And then so we disembarked by the road. So the school is just by the road, and lo and behold, I'm looking around and it's nothing but just dryness, sand, the typical almost desert soil. So it's very dry, patchy. And then you have shrubs, very, very hardy trees, the ones with thorns. If you guys have seen these on TV,
you've seen
I'm
it on
telling
Nat
you,
Geo.
oh my God, Nat Geo. Hey, it was crazy. So I have a suitcase. I don't have a uniform.
Nile box, the metallic box.
It wasn't a box. Now let me be very honest with people today here on your show. I had an old suitcase that my brother used to own, my elder brother. I'm the youngest. So I borrowed it from him and I said, let me just go with this. I can't afford even a metal box right now. Just give me this. I need to run. Right. So mine was broken. My previous box was broken.
Okay.
So I have this very old. The tires are broken.
You can't even roll it.
You
on
can't
the
even
ground.
roll it.
Yeah.
And where will you roll it?
Well, it's not like in an airport.
Yeah. It's not an airport.
It's not an airport. Uko interior.
It's like
life is hard.
So I get there and I'm walking towards the gate. So it's just like about 500 meters to the gate from the highway. I'm calling it highway. Wow.
Highway wapi? Ulisikia wapi? Ulisikia mheshimiwa.
Yeah. So the dirt road, 500 meters. I get to the gate. It's like this gate that they've made from wire mesh and stuff. So it's, you know, it's you open it and it's creaking. Then I enter. There's no one in sight.
Is a school?
No student.
That's
the same question I asked myself.
Where are they?
This is a school. Where are the students? Where are the teachers? I go to the first block, which looks a little different from the other blocks.
And let me ask you, were you taken by your parents?
I went there all alone.
I grew up with a single mother. Your mom is rough.
I grew up with a single mother.
Enda shule nasikupeleki.
Go ahead.
Ivana,
yes.
Watch this space.
So I get there and I'm sitting at the staff from the first block after the gate. And I don't know what to do because there's no one to ask, so where do I go?
Yeah.
And then after I think 30 minutes, I see students trekking in. They're in their PE kits. And you know what they're carrying? They're carrying jerry cans of water.
Wow,
in a file. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Where are they coming from? Are they coming from a tree planting exercise somewhere? You know, we gotta do afforestation somewhere. Kumbe, no.
That's life.
They are actually coming from the river.
Wow.
You either had to go to the river or you had to go to an irrigation scheme. Okay. And there is the risk of getting bilharzia.
And this water, is it clean?
The water has to be made clean now. After you come back, yes.
Filtration. How many titration?
You have to put water guard to kill the germs.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at first. Now ask me about my first time in class.
Well, was there a teacher at least?
There was a teacher. There were 7 teachers.
The whole
from
school?
The teacher. Yeah, the whole school. There were very few students. There were only 120 students. Because even the community around that place didn't want to take the kids to WeiWei. Because WeiWei was considered, quote unquote, according to one of my barber friends who I used to go cut my hair at WeiWei shopping center, center of failure.
Oh, really?
He exactly said that thing after we had done our form for now. That's like fast forward.
Yeah.
He told me, this your school is center of failure. We expect nothing.
No way.
I was like, wow.
And look at you now. Look at you now.
I'm telling you.
Look at you now. Harvard, bro.
It was a journey. So let me just quickly share with people out here who want to know how you can move from, what will I say, a derelict, decrepit, let me just pull those words because I can't think of any other. Like at the lowest of the lowest to here. It's not hard.
Yeah.
You just have to think about it.
Right. Create
a strategy and action it out.
All right, fine. So KCSE results come out, and you remember, were you the top student?
I was number 6.
Number 6
in Kenya.
The whole
number
country.
1 in Rift Valley.
Number 1 in Rift Valley.
Yes.
So as number 6 student, first of all, how did that feel? Were you those kids who were in class and you're like, uko reading, uko preps?
Before Nini, when I was in high school, now in my Form 4.
Yeah, just leading up to KCSE.
Yes, very good. So what I did is when I was in Form 4, my first term, we did our primo. I didn't pass very much. And that's when I knew I had to do something. But I figured out that I was very confident about my capabilities as a student. Yeah. But I didn't know how to channel that confidence in a way that I'll bring results. What do I mean? So later on, in my second term, when we went for benchmarking in Kitale, there's a bigger school there called St. Anthony's. So we went there and we were doing these remedial classes, math classes. You know, I was the first, I was index number 1. But we'll go to a class like stream C. They have like 5 streams. And we will do math remedial classes with their students. And then their students will score like a 5 out of 5. The worst will score a 4 out of 5.
Really?
In the questions they'll test us on. I'll get a 3, the best, out of 5. And then I realized there's a problem. It's how I deliver. It's how I put down my answers. It's how I package them.
Okay.
I say a lot.
Yeah.
I don't say what's needed and go my way.
Yes.
So I realized that thing. I went back. I borrowed some of the papers they were throwing away. Can you imagine?
Really?
I borrowed. We were when we went for benchmarking. We were sleeping in their dining hall. We were not even fit to sleep in their dormitories.
Seriously?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are rough.
But we
Manze.
learned a lot.
Yeah.
These guys were running to classes. I'm not saying everybody needs to run to class, but it's good. You have to discipline yourself. Kidogo. So, we went back to school, and this was just the time when we were about to do mocks.
Okay. Yes.
Now, we are back to school. We have said you have learned one or two things from a national school.
Yeah.
So we called the principal, the few of us, about 31, and we say, Ashley did it, but I consider it a collective effort.
Yes.
Went to the principal and I told him, sir, we don't have revision materials. We don't have mock revision materials from Tarakaniti and Meru, and Nyeri and Kisumu.
Yes.
Can we just get a few copies? And also, I've gone to the library. I borrowed the key. I've rearranged all the old books from 1999 to 2000. They were so old. They used to be covered with carton box paper.
Really?
Yes. So I rearranged them, put them in a corner, and said, "See, we only have two books there on the shelf. We need more books. Get me." So he started bringing those books together, and we started revising. Yes, we started revising as a class. I think I was a little bit ahead in terms of understanding. So I will teach geography a little bit.
Geography is my that I scored an A, bro.
Yes.
Geography was
Congrats.
my
Geography was amazing. You guys, you need to take geography.
Geography is an amazing
subject. It opens
subject.
your understanding of the world.
Yeah.
Even history. Every subject is amazing if you love it.
Yeah.
So I was teaching geography.
Teaching, and you're in high school?
Yes, but I was incentivized because the geography teacher, he didn't want to teach. I don't know what was up with him. So he'll be like, Ed, Magema, do you want this 200 shillings so you can teach? I was like, yeah, bring that down here. Yeah, let me teach. And listen, after teaching, I wouldn't have to go back revise.
Because you've already taught.
I've already taught. It's already in my head.
So let's now go forward, and that day when you become number 6 in Kenya, how did you feel?
It was amazing. What? I cried.
You did?
I cried. Can you imagine in that environment?
Like Kim Kardashian, or
no.
like?
Oh.
Was it the ugly cry?
I can't even remember. I think it was a mix of ugly and happy and everything. Because by the time, so this is, you know how something happens in your life and it almost feels like it's surreal.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. You don't even have time to react to it. And then time seems like it's slowing down. Yeah. So the professor, it was Professor Ongeri, the education minister at that time, was announcing the results. You know, he does the 1, 2, 3 thing up to 10. And your expectation is, listen, the first 10 are obviously going to come from Alliance, Mangu, Lenana. The typical. How?
WeiWei,
how? We are the bottom. We are not even a district
You're the
school.
center of failure.
We are the center of failure.
Yeah.
So they're starting to announce, and then they get, when they're announcing the results, they start with the district code. So they say 531. That was our district code.
Me, I didn't even know those things. I just knew I was not doing top 100.
You know how I knew? I was a teacher. I went back. So it was March of 2010. I was teaching Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. So I was in the staff room with some students and teachers watching results from our year.
Yeah.
So I'm very keen. I just want to know who are the top and then go text and find out how I performed.
Yes.
So they get to number 6 and they're 531. 313. Hey, and you are like, wait, that's the code of our school. So time is slowing down. You are like, a lot of things are going through your head. And then they're like 001. I couldn't believe it. By the time I'm reacting, these kids they're holding me up. It was crazy. But suffice to say, listen, it was amazing.
That's amazing.
It was amazing.
I can imagine the celebration.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's get into this book now. What made you think you could go to Harvard? Like how? Why?
Nothing
like,
actually.
You know, us when people when you finish KCSE, you think about going to Daystar, USIU, Kenyatta University. You know,
I did too.
You know, you don't think about going to Harvard.
No, I did too. when I was selecting courses to go
Yes.
to, I selected electrical and electronic engineering for JQuat. I got it straight away. Later on, because of the performance, I got some scholarship from ESI, full scholarship from USIU, and I think some few others.
Nice.
But I was so a lot of things were coming at me so fast, and then in between, so around April, May 2010, I started getting calls from all these people that I didn't know.
Really?
I even got a call from a minister. I was like, am I speaking to Magema? I was like, yes. And I'm very impressed by your work. Your grandmother called me because I'm the member of parliament for their constituency, and I'm calling. She was a female minister, so that is amazing. So I'm calling you to tell you there's a program that if you're interested can help you apply to schools in the US like Harvard and Yale. Listen, guys, like me, I'd never heard about Yale. Me, I'd only seen it kwa hiyo nini.
Movies.
The Padlock. Which movie? Which movie? The Padlock for your box. And I had never Yale. Hey, that one. See me, I'm like, what are these things?
Oh my God, you didn't know Yale?
I didn't know.
Bro, umechoma.
Siwezi choma. Wacha niambie tu watu ukweli because listen, Betty, I believe that even some of a good part of your audience, si kila mtu ajonge hizo vitu.
No, I just said that.
Nimechoma na mimi nakubali.
Ni sawa. So you don't know Yale?
I didn't know Yale.
Did you know Harvard?
I hadn't heard about Harvard.
No
but
way.
if I remember very well, we did a set book called Half a Day and Other Stories, and it was there somewhere. They were talking about Ivy Leagues, and there was this Ethiopian lady who went to the Ivy Leagues.
Yes.
So that's the only part I'd seen it. But listen, saying that I knew it, I'll be lying.
So you didn't know about Harvard, then you ended up going to Harvard and you studied mathematics.
Exactly.
Nini Mungu?
Wale walikuwa wanajua.
Mimi nilijua
For
Harvard.
real.
I knew, because you see, when you watch like Gossip Girl,
Yes,
you know,
yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
see those, the Ivy Leagues,
Yes.
Mimi Harvard nilijua.
man.
Mi hata ungenituma huko ningejua, yani staff room iko hapa, library iko hapa. Lakini sikuenda. Wewe hata uijui, and then ukaenda. Mungu. Yeah, God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, it's just that I think it's just fate and destiny, and it doesn't listen, like it doesn't matter what you don't know that is gonna happen 3 years from today.
Yes.
If you prepare yourself for it, it will just fall through.
So remember, you can actually apply into this Ivy Leagues. So did you do it?
I did, obviously, yes. Obviously.
You applied.
I did.
Did you think you'd get in?
I was fairly confident because I was top 0.01%. We were like 450,000 Kenya students, and I was number 6 from a very small school. I had a very tight story that I knew for sure.
Your bet ilingiana.
Your bet ilikubali. So you ilingia, right? But I still had to do the work. So okay, I was, when they first told me about these schools, I was like, maybe it's just a straightforward process. I'll just say, hey, Harvard, hey, Yale, I'm here. I want to come into your school. Oh, I came to realize it's not just like that. You have to do exams. We did like one major exam called SAT, SAT reasoning test. And then we did 3 other tests, different tests, SAT subject tests, a little bit more advanced than what we did in high school. And then
do I look like I can pass?
Well, you're smart, Betty. You're smart. Nikusoma tu, isome tu.
Sawa. I'll try.
Yeah, but for you'll do GREs.
Yeah,
for masters.
Yes.
PhD.
Yes.
But then, guys, Betty is looking for PhD.
Mimi na PhD huko. Ivana 1 year namwacha, nenda huko nakuja.
Exactly.
So tell us. Tell us the process. And I remember when we had this conversation earlier, you told me that you actually got letters not only from Harvard, but what other universities did you get letters from?
Yeah, so I was very fortunate to get what was it? Ilikuwa Harvard, Yale, that's Yale. Yes, Yale. And then I got into Columbia. It's an amazing university in the city of New York.
It's for engineering.
All those are Ivy Leagues. Yes, for engineering.
For engineering, yeah.
And even for business.
Yes.
Then I got into Amherst.
No,
Yeah,
Prezo.
Yeah, Prezo.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, Amherst.
So Yale,
So any presidential
Harvard,
material.
Columbia, Amherst, Duke, and Cornell.
Even Duke.
Even Duke, yeah.
Ay, bro.
With full scholarships.
Where
The-
do you
the
face
latest
when you
came-
pray?
Hey, me I face sijui kuna Mecca and hapo katikati ya Mecca na Jerusalem hapo katikati.
I need to find that in
Hapo
between.
katikati.
You got even Duke and Cornell.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So wow, it was crazy because I don't know. I wish you somebody gets this feeling one day when you get accepted by, it's like a legitimate stamp that you are good.
Yeah.
You're amazing. You're excellent. So
Yeah.
we are giving you this out of thousands and thousands of other students. Some who are way smarter than you, by
Than
the
you.
way, way smarter
Yeah,
than you.
yeah.
I've seen them.
What?
I've seen them. I've even looked at applications when I was at Harvard admissions in my first year. I used to look at this. They have some of the best kids, but they still don't get in.
Oh, really?
They don't.
Okay.
So I think it was just a combination of everything. My life story, my academics.
So they gave you a full
things I
scholarship
did.
into Harvard
Into Harvard and all these other schools.
and all the other full scholarship.
Full scholarships.
Wanakulipia even
Everything.
apartments, chakula.
Everything. Every single thing.
We kazi tu ni kuenda.
Me first year, after they deducted everything, I was remaining with about 300,000 Kenya shillings. In
Do you have it
accounts.
now nikuonyeshe vile tutafanya?
Hiyo 300k ilikuwa 2011.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course hiyo nilikula.
Ulikula yote.
Nilinvest.
Usiseme hivyo sana. Now, let's talk about the book and why you decided to write this book.
Yes.
How to get into Harvard, 3 simple steps, of course, by Ed.
Yeah.
Why did you think you needed to write this book? And tell this story about getting into Harvard.
Yeah, because I believe people deserve to know, and this, like the idea of how to get into Harvard, should not be limited to only the kids who come from Runda, those who go to Brookhouse and Light Academy, and
Presidential
GEMS.
debate schools.
Yeah, presidential clubs and debate schools.
Yes.
It should be like this kind of opportunity should be democratized
For everybody.
For everybody. It should be like
I
for
love
that
that.
kid like me, who
From
will say
WeiWei.
Yale, had never heard of Yale,
Yeah.
had only seen Yale on a padlock.
A padlock.
You get it? It should be for every single
Yeah.
person. Like it should be non-discriminatory, non-exclusive. I hate exclusivity unless it's really needed,
Yeah.
like heaven.
Like heaven. Heaven
Like
is exclusive.
Yeah,
So tell us about the book. You say it's 3 simple steps.
it's 3 simple steps. It's really
Okay,
3 simple
I
steps.
want people to buy the book because the other thing, I was looking at it, is the same thing you said, that even for our kids,
Yeah.
we don't think about them going to Harvard. We only think about them going to the local universities. But even as I'm a parent, and I know there are so many parents who are watching, and this is so important because we need to to want more for our kids. We need to want more excellence for our kids. We need to want more opportunities and more visions for our
The
kids.
best.
The best for our kids, and therefore the reason why this is very important is for you to inspire your kids to know that they can actually be like Ed, and
Or
it's
even
actually
more.
extremely possible.
Exactly.
Let's not think here. Let's not
Yeah.
think Kenya universities, East
Yeah.
Africa or African universities.
Yeah.
Not to say that they're not good enough, but how about we get into the best of the best?
Oh.
How about we get our kids to go to the best of the best?
Exactly.
Where it's only excellence.
Exactly.
Yale, Duke,
Exactly.
the best of the best, and that's why this book is very important for parents.
Yes.
If you're an auntie, if you're an uncle,
Yes.
if you're a grandmother, if you're a mother, dad, and you have kids,
Yeah.
I think this book is very important just to inspire them to be greater and to be better.
I agree. When you're in,
I'm so excited.
I know,
Ivana,
like, I couldn't say it better.
I'll read it on her behalf, and I'm gonna train her to think that she deserves excellence.
She does deserve the best.
Yes, she does, and that's with all our kids. Okay,
yeah.
I overtook you. So let's talk about the importance, from your point of view, of us reading this book.
I mean, I couldn't have put it in a better way than you did. You mentioned something, nothing but the best. You and I are Mercedes fans.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Mercedes,
Yeah, I'm a Mercedes
slogan
girl.
is nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking that, you see, for each of us, there is that thing that can be the best for us. But sometimes we just don't know how to get to it.
Yes.
We don't know how to get to a spike, to our excellence level,
Exactly.
to what in this book, what I call distinguishing excellence.
I love that.
You know,
I love
like
that.
how do you get there? This book is not just about Harvard, because I could easily replace these
Harvard
scholars
with Duke.
with Yale, with
With
Duke,
Yale.
because these are amazing schools.
Yes.
Right. I could even put UN here, right? But we know what the facts are, right? So Harvard has, it has had its, almost 4 centuries of institutional excellence, and so it deserves
Excellence. That word just gets
it's
me.
amazing.
Excellence. Yeah.
So it deserves it deserves mention on the cover, because it's what we aspire to when you're in the academic field. Yes, you'll think about MIT, you'll think about Oxford and Cambridge, you'll think about the University of Tokyo.
Yeah.
But the name that sticks with people is Harvard. Because the school has distinguished itself.
It's
the most presidents in the US from any Ivy League schools.
Imagine that.
The most judicial
That is
judges.
just getting me excited. I'm just like, ooh.
You get
Yeah.
the most judicial judges.
Yes, yes.
The best of the best. Our own Barack Obama
Yeah.
went there.
Man.
Right?
So why not us?
So why not us, right?
Yeah.
In your own respect,
Yeah.
what is your Harvard? I think that's the question. What is your Harvard?
I love that.
You want to pursue a career in journalism. Why can't you be the best like Betty?
Well,
Betty
yeah.
has done her thing.
Well, I've done my thing.
She has set the pace for you.
Thank you.
You can only
You can be
follow.
you can only be better than
You
Betty.
see,
Yeah.
exactly. Like we shouldn't just limit ourselves, as they say, the sky is the limit, to just that sky. There's something beyond.
There's something, yeah.
Right? So this book is just that thing. What is that beyond? What is that beyond that you want?
I
That
love it.
Harvard that you want?
Yes, yes, yes.
How do you get there?
How do you get there?
Listen, so how I start this book is not necessarily, here is my story, here is my non-fiction story. I stepped there and I was, there's a lot of bewilderment
Yes,
when
yes.
you step into a new place like
Yeah,
Harvard,
yeah.
but that's not really the story.
Yeah.
What I want to do is I want to show you in a very simple way, and that's why I'm saying 3 simple steps. Where do you start if you are a high school student?
Yeah.
Right? Even if you're in college and you want to do your masters, where do you start? What are some of those ways in which you can channel your inner energy, your inner excellence to also become your own version of Ed Magema
Yes,
when he
yes,
was in
yes.
WeiWei?
Yes.
I didn't have teachers, I didn't have resources, but I used some different tactics
Yes.
and proven methods to learn.
Right.
I think we mentioned this when we were
When
talking.
we're having our chit chat.
Yeah, for example, first principles method of learning. It's a scientific process,
Yes, yes.
scientific approach to learning. You want to say, what are the basic principles or laws for me to understand this complex idea?
Yes. When they say perennial rains, you don't have to go into the detail.
No.
What is it? Where
Just-
does it happen?
Exactly.
When? What time of the year?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Just look at the name, for example, perennial.
Perennial.
What does it mean? It means more than a year. So you look at that and say, these are perennial tree.
Yeah.
You say, oh, this one, it grows for, it matures only
Yes,
after a year.
only after a
and
year.
above,
Yeah.
right, and starts
Yeah.
to blossom
Yeah.
from there.
I wish I had met you before I did my KCSE because ungenisaidia sana.
Oh, yeah.
I got a B, but I would have gotten an A, man.
There are so many people
Yeah.
who just need that small tailoring
Yes.
to know that this is in fact, let me tell you, like how I passed high school wasn't because I was the smartest in the class or the most aggressive.
Yeah.
I was just mjanja. I just knew how to do my things and not spend too much energy trying
Knowing the
to-
whole,
Exactly.
cramming the whole, ile kitabu
Exactly.
kuitwa nini ya geography, cramming the whole
the
thing.
whole chapters on glaciation,
Kiswahili,
climate,
sanifu,
fasi.
which was
Exactly.
sijui ile Merchant of Venice umesoma yote.
Exactly.
Just
You
know what
don't-
Aurelio did.
Bassanio. You get it.
You did it.
I read it. I had to listen.
Who remembers
I was
Merchant of Venice?
It was amazing. That book was amazing. It
Me, I
was a
just
play.
loved how big it was and the cover.
Oh.
Merchant of Venice. Do you remember Bassanio?
I remember Bassanio. There was Bassanio, Solario, Salenio.
But I'm wondering how is Bassanio helping my life right now? Is he helping me to pay rent?
He's one of
In
the
the-
schools.
He's one of the Buddhists.
In the larger scheme of things, you
Once.
can imagine that poetry, for example, I used to write poetry. I used to write mashairi. You see, I wanted to make Swahili Swahili was hard.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
No, me, I love Swahili.
the book
Me, it was
version.
good.
Okay.
Oh, see,
the
I'm a
book version.
Buddhist.
Yeah, the book version was hard. So I made my life easier by saying, okay, so how do I tackle poetry and make it easy for me? Because I can't remember Muundo, sijui Vitenzi.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Ati
Mishororo.
mshororo wa sentensi.
Sindio? You can't. You get it.
Mnyambuliko wa vitenzi. I'm like, what? First of all, that word sounds wrong.
Sasa unakumbuka magnetism in physics, chemistry ukumbuke
metals. Physics, the immediate time I had to drop it, I dropped that thing like a bad disease.
You know?
Nearly dropped. I never looked back.
And I'll tell you the reason why most students, we have very amazing students. You know, a lot of the students who succeed in life, who get up even, they're not A students. A lot of A students go to the typical professions, traditional professions, and they end up getting hired by the C students. Guys. Because the C students had time to think about other things which are more applicable to life. Now the problem is here. The delivery in class is the problem. Because the way teachers have been groomed to teach in class, they don't make you feel like, I want to learn this thing. This is interesting. Hata kama itanisaidia, even if I won't apply, maybe someday I will know that if I get burnt, I need to put a gauze. And that's chemistry. Right? Yeah, like a gauze, you know? Like these things are important.
True. I know we've digressed, but we'll get back here. But I remember, and the importance of teachers, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
The reason why I love geography so much is because there's this, I think his name was Mr. Macau. I hope so, you know, but he was such a nice guy, old guy, and he used to teach us our lessons of geography outside the class.
Oh, amazing.
So we'd sit at a place like here, and then he would be like, he would tell you the cloud cover.
Yes.
Tell me one cloud cover, they're called what?
Cirrus,
Cirrus,
yes.
Cumulus,
Nimbus.
Use the Nimbus.
Yeah.
So he'll tell us like, this is it.
Like you'll see it.
You'll see it. He'll tell you this.
Not like you're in the class and you're trying to
so
imagine.
I think it's very important how teachers like actually do it. You know, that's why I love geography and that's why I passed, because the teacher was just amazing.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Most likely.
He did it differently.
Very differently.
Yeah.
Most likely you'll have dropped it.
You know.
But anyway, let's come back to this.
Let's come back to Harvard. All right, so we were talking about what this book will mean to somebody who, you know, reads it.
Yeah.
So if I buy this book, what's my take home?
What are you gonna get?
Yeah.
Exactly. So very those three simple steps. One, for those who are in high school or those who are in college and they want to advance to the next level, right? They can find tips and tricks and my own insights and sharing on what you need to do to get to the next level.
Right.
How do you become excellent?
Yes.
You are excellent, but everybody is excellent.
Yes,
it's just that you need to tune yourself out of that space you are right now and get to the next level and become better. Yeah. Right? The second thing is you are gonna get a full preview of what top schools in the world, top universities look for in a candidate like you who wants to be excellent.
Lovely.
So if
like
it's Harvard,
I can
you
train
demystify.
myself in that direction.
You can train yourself in that direction.
Nice.
And you can start so early.
Yeah.
Not like me after high school. And I had to deal with the dilemma of Yale versus Yale.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
So you train yourself, you prepare yourself for that distinguishing excellence. And then now you put together your distinguishing excellence. That's the third simple step. Okay. And send it out and say, Harvard, I've been doing this, I'm ready. Yeah. You know, I've been doing this for the last 4 years in high school. Yeah. I've been doing this for the last 4 years at UON or Kenyatta University of USIU Daystar. Yeah. And I've put my package together. Yeah. I know what you want. Yeah. And take it. If I don't get an admission, then there must be something wrong. Yeah. And I would love to discuss it. All right. But I think I know what I can. What I want from you as Harvard and what you want from me.
I love that. I love that. And you know, the fact that it actually makes you start training yourself in high school.
So by the time even primary, what are you saying?
Even primary school, why not?
What are you saying?
Why not? You can train yourself in that direction. Know that I want only the best. I want to get into Duke University. Yes. I love that. Yes. All right. One of the final questions I'll ask. Why did you decide to study mathematics? Who studies mathematics?
Only the people want to be excellent. But I'm just kidding. Listen.
It's like me going studying English. Well, as long as you...
Betty.
I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I'm not studying English.
Let me convince you from this angle. Now, mathematics is not the hardest subject at Harvard.
Bro, mathematics I got a D, bro.
But I failed in primary school.
Yeah, primary doesn't matter. High school, it's like I never went to school. It's like I never attended that particular class. It's like mathematics class.
At least ulipata marks.
At least
but
D.
we are all there.
Bro, that's what made my grade go down and say, mathematics, hey, Pythagoras theorem.
Pythagoras theorem again.
What the hell is that?
But now look at it this way,
Tell
Betty.
me.
I was never in love with mathematics in high school. I got an A just because personally I believe that nothing should be difficult for me intellectually.
Everything excluding mathematics.
But now here's where things turned around.
Yeah.
I went to when I joined college, I started doing math from the very start up until I finished. So I was doing a combination of other interesting things like biochemistry, with viruses and stuff.
So hii corona unaielewa
Hii
vizuri.
corona naijua. Yeah, this corona.
So basi when tuko WHO wasaidie.
No, but I'm not qualified in that field.
Right.
I know. I have the basic knowledge. But one day I was taking what you call a partial differential class with a professor, and there's one thing he said. One thing. So even what the name of the class was called. Forget about it. He said that, do you know that these equations that you're doing in class, as much as they look so theoretical and hypothetical, they're actually used to create those explosions in movies, the fires.
Really?
I didn't know.
Yeah, I
don't
not
like
until
what?
now.
This is interesting. And then as we were going further, you could actually use equations to draw the curve of a heart. There's all that. Like there's so much application that teachers don't tell us. And that's why we end up not liking these subjects.
Me, I think if they told me things to do with their heart, I would have understood.
I know! And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So anyway, math was interesting.
Yes.
And over time, it has really helped to shape how I think. So, looking at things from its basest level, rationalizing it and making sense of it, and just trying to say, okay, so there's all these mambo jumbo, but at the base, what is the real thing?
Right.
So you see that the forest from the trees.
Yeah, got it. All right, thank you so much, Ed. It has been such a pleasure speaking to you. Like I mentioned, parents, if you like your kids, aunties, uncles, if you like your kids, if you love them, I think just like Ed puts it, let's help our kids to look for better, to be better,
Be the best.
and be the best, be excellent.
Yes.
So, this book, you can actually get it on the caption on this particular video. You can get it from that. Just click on the link and you'll be able to get a link that's going to make you get to you to buy the book. If
you want a digital copy, it's on Amazon. If you want print, Betty and I will be supplying it.
We'll be supplying the print version. If you want it online, it's on Amazon.
Yes.
It's coming out this week.
This week.
I'm super excited. Bro, I saw you are just amazing.
You're amazing.
No, you are amazing. No, you are amazing.
Or rather, they are amazing.
You're amazing. All right, thank you so much, Ed MAGEMA. It has been such a pleasure speaking to you. And congratulations on your book.
Thank you
and
so
I'm
much.
super proud of you, and will support you to get this to as many homes in Kenya as possible.
I think they deserve it.
They deserve it. All right, guys. So I've been speaking to Ed MAGEMA, and this is a fantastic book. Get it. All right. Cheers. This has been BK Lately. Bye.